Another theory that we have is this is also part of the capacity theory, but this is where our brain does not focus on one part but has divided attention. So ang capacity ng brain natin, in most likelihood, hindi siya naka full force sa isang item kung hindi hati. So ang capacity ng brain natin, hindi siya nagfa-function para sa isang activity lamang. It is trying to balance two things at the same time. Like what you are doing right now. You're attending my workshop, but you're also, like si Ma'am Charisma, may chinecheck siyang mga papeles. Yung iba sa inyo na nakikinig sa akin, you're actually doing the focused attention, the capacity theory where you have more cognitive effort in one task. While yung iba sa inyo, naka-divide ang attention, where you're trying to balance listening to me, but also doing another thing. So that is what the capacity theory is. Okay? But there is also what you call the bottleneck theory, where even if there's so much information, numerous sensory inputs, masyadong maraming details, pero yung dinadaanan ng bote, di ba? Ang dinadaanan ng bote kapag malaki ang bibig, maraming lumalabas. Kapag maliit ang bibig, kaunti ang lumalabas. The bottleneck theory states that even if there's so much information, if the opening or if our senses is only limited, kaunting information lang din ang ipoprocess ng brain natin. So the bottleneck theory also indicates that it all depends on what our brain wants to focus on. So pag nilakihan natin ang ating attention span, lahat mapapansin natin. Pero kapag nag-focus tayo sa isang bagay lamang, then nun lang ang ifo-focus natin. Mas maliit yung ating pagtutuunan ng pansin. This is also similar to your spotlight. If your spotlight is bigger, mas maraming maiilawan. Ibig sabihin, mas marami kang papansinin. Mas marami kang mapapansin at makikita. But if you focus or the spotlight is just zeroed in one person and everyone's attention is in that one person and the light, maliit lang yung bibig, yun lang yung inyong pagtutuunan ng pansin. That is the bottleneck here. Any questions so far? So ano po kayo? Are you doing the capacity theory where you either divide your attention or put your efforts in one topic only? Or are you doing the bottleneck theory where you try to just compress everything and ang papadaanin nyo lang ay yung information na kailangan ninyo? May ganun pong mga tao, selective, no? So kung ano lang yung gusto niyang i-focus, yun lang yung papadaanin niya sa bottleneck, sa opening, and everything else hindi niya napapansinin. Parang sa spotlight, kapag yung nakafocus lang sa isa, hindi niya napinansin yung iba. Pero if the opening of the bottle is big, then mas maraming information ang makakarating. If the spotlight is wider, mas marami kang. Okay? So think of what theory you're actually practicing. Another one is what you call the selective attention theory. So parang similar din po siya. Okay? Selective attention theory, when you have information, pero isi-screen mo kung alin lang ang gusto mong pakinggan. At i-filter mo. At yun lang ang iyong tatandaan. Okay? Ito, nangyayari to kapag minsan yung boses lang kausap mo, ang ganda. Malumanay. Mababa. Nakakaaya or, very calming. Then we only pay attention to what he is saying. Siya lang ang focus nyo. Okay? Other channel, no longer processed after filtering. So this is most of the filtering is based on the physical aspect. Napansin nyo guys na kapag ang kausap ninyo ay mataas ang boses, masakit sa tenga, medyo matinis ang boses, you don't pay attention anymore. Pero if the person you're talking to has a very calm voice, malumanay, parang DJ. Kaya nga yung mga DJ, dapat magaganda ang boses sila, modulated, for people to pay attention to them. That is what you call your selective attention theory. So kung ang customer ninyo, unang beses pa lang mataas ang boses, galit na, in most likelihood, you don't really focus your 100% attention on them. Okay? Pag kunwari ang customer ninyo nag-English, straight English, baka ang sensory buffer ninyo, nako, ibig sabihin, ano to, medyo strict pa. Diba? Then you become more attentive sa kanilang. So that is what you call your selective attention theory. And finally, you also have what you call your selective attenuation theory. Ito naman, when you call attenuation, ang attenuation is parang ano siya eh. There's what you call the attenuator. May mas malakas, may hihinaan, may mas magfo-focus, may hindi ifo-focus. Ibig sabihin, may ibang parts ng information, yun lang ang ifo-focus mo. Yung rest, hihinaan mo na. So para lang din siyang spotlight, kung saan nandun yung spotlight, yun lang yung pagtutuunan ng pansin. And everything that's on the dark side, hindi mo napapansin. When you have selective attenuation theory, the tendency is you screen or you just identify what you want to focus on or emphasize, and the rest, you don't anymore. An example would be when your boss says the deadline is, pag sinabing the deadline is tomorrow, ang tendency, hindi mo na mapapansin yung ibang tasks mo because you will focus on what your boss said. And he said that the deadline is tomorrow. Yun na yung iyong pagtutuunan ng pansin. The attenuation theory, humihina lang yung ibang parts, maalala mo pa rin, pero mas malakas lang yung pipiliin mong information. Okay? So these are actually the different theories that your brain does when you have information that you process. Okay? So let me just message that. There is your cognitive capacity theory. There is your bottleneck theory. There is your selective attention theory. And selective attenuation theory. So you have four theories. We discussed four theories. It's almost the same idea. The capacity theory, again, just to review, you focus your attention on one, but you can also focus or divide your attention to two, depending on how you program your brain. The bottleneck theory is where you release information depending on how big or small the bottleneck is. So if the information or if you want your bottle to be big and the mouth is big, then you just release everything out. If the opening is small, then you just screen your information. Selective selective attention theory is you just focus on one information that you want to emphasize on. Everything else gets drowned out. The selective attenuation theory, you will focus on multiple information, but you will emphasize on one lamang, while the rest will be in the back. So please message me in the chat box, which among the four theories are you most likely to be doing? Alin sa apat ang madalas mong ginagawa? Yung mga ito, no offense meant, ang mga kalalakihan, palagay ko ang ginagamit nila is the selective attention theory. Kung ano lang yung last information na sinabi ng asawa nila, yun lang ang process nila. Okay, that's a perfect example. Okay. Ang mga missies, I think what they do is the selective attenuation theory. Nakukuha nila lahat ng details, pero marunong nilang screen yung important one. Ayan. Okay, so message me what you think are the theories that you process on a day-to-day basis. So, kung merong mga boss dito or supervisors, siguro sasabihin ninyo na sa mga empleyado nyo, oh, wag mo akong gamitan ng selective attenuation theory, ha? Gamitan mo ako ng um, gamitan mo ako ng divided or ng capacity theory where all your attention is divided, balance. Ayan. Okay? Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you had a better understanding on that type of theory. Thing that I want to share, and most of you guys are thinking that multitasking is actually effective. Guys, I have bad news for you. Multitasking is actually a myth. Okay? It is not effective. Research in neuroscience tells us that the brain doesn't really do tasks simultaneously. In fact, we just switch tasks quickly. So hindi po tayo talaga nakakapag-multitask because our brain cannot do it. We cannot do two things at the same time. We can, if we are cooking, we are cutting the pieces of vegetable. But we cannot be cutting and also steering. Nagsiswitch lamang po tayo from one activity to the other. When you are driving, we are not driving and texting. While one arm is driving and one hand is moving the steering wheel, oh, sorry, one hand is moving the steering wheel and one hand is doing the texting. Pero one or the other may magkakamali po dyan. So multitasking is a myth, everybody. There is no such thing as multitasking, and it is not an effective way to complete tasks. Because again, our brain can only focus on certain items. At the most is 7 items at a time. Hindi niya kayang gawin agad lahat. Okay? Any questions about this? All good? Okay, if there are no questions, let's just have another short activity. Can you look for the snail or can you look for the heart hidden among the snails? You can use your annotate, yung annotate button ninyo to circle. Sa inyong Zoom, meron parang pencil dyan. Please use that to circle where you think the heart is. Taray ni Sir Luel, naka-magnifying glass pa. Very, ano siya ha, very keen sa details. Anyone? Where is the heart hidden among the snails? See it? Sir Mark, sige, gamitin niyo po yung annotate ninyo. See it na? Going once. Going twice. Okay. Sige. Warm up muna to activity na to. The heart is here. Ayan, oh. Sa upper left side. Ayan. If you can see my cursor, it is there. Okay. So let's have another activity. Tama si Sir Mark. He was able to mark it. Okay. Let's have another activity. Here. Can you see the letter in this picture? Please message me in the chat box. What letter do you see in this picture? Okay, it is letter M. Thank you very much. Colorblind po ako, sabi ni Sir Arman. Okay, sir. Sorry about that. It is letter M, sir. Okay. So those are the things. That's also exercises you can do, guys, to practice your attention to detail and practice your brain to focus on certain things. There are a lot of exercises like this in online, and there's also a book that you can use to search.
All I need are some better days. Yeah. All I need are some better days. 'Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days.